Here he comes.
What a finish.
Checkered flag.
Every race has a finish. Some are close.
They touch, they touch.
Have you ever?
No, I've never.
Others, not so much.
The second place car is 14 laps.
And some are just plain weird.
Maybe he thinks if he runs across the start-finish line, it'll count.
But they all have to end somehow. And if you're in this business long enough, you'll see them all.
Chastain did a video game move.
Hell, Jimmy Johnson beat me by a country mile.
Half a lap between first and second place.
And by inches.
2/1000ths of a second.
Let's face it, there's all sorts of ways you can finish a race.
Checkered flag, Clint Boyer upside down.
But there's a common theme amongst the truly great races that are etched into NASCAR history. And that is a great finish.
What a finish.
What a finish. What a finish.
On February 25th, 2024, NASCAR history was made at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
So much anticipation for this race. It's electric. You can feel that tension building at Atlanta.
We witnessed the closest three-wide finish ever. 11 months later, the key players behind that history-making moment reunited. Drivers Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, and Daniel Suárez.
Blaney's lead is evaporating. Here comes Kyle Busch and Suárez.
Their crew chiefs, Jonathan Hassler, Randall Burnett, and Matt "Squid" Swiderski.
They're 3 wide for the lead. It's Daniel Suárez up high with Busch in the middle.
And their spotters, Tim Fedewa, Derek Nealon, and Frankie Kimmel. They all gathered in a setting that was fitting for the Hollywood Indy.
Here they come to the flag.
But this was not a movie. For each of them, it was all too real.
Coming back to the start-finish line. 3 abreast. Photo finish.
Who's bringing the popcorn?
Do you go to the movies often? Are you a theater person?
I used to be.
Used to be?
I used to be a lot.
I enjoy going to theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to see the previews too.
All of the preseason talk settled on the Fords.
Ryan Blaney's expectation in 2024 was to build on the championship season, yet be relaxed because he had finally done it.
Your 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion is Ryan Blaney.
I'm getting emotional. We just wanted to come out of the gate strong, and we came into the year with a new spotter.
2 speedway races right off the bat. It was a lot of kind of shaking the cobwebs off as a driver, but also you're really trying to learn a new person as well.
Really, the beginning of the year is some of the toughest races, especially for a new team, trying to get the relationship built.
Everybody's breathing down your back and putting the pressure on you to go out and perform, and the expectations are through the roof.
Kyle Busch is perhaps NASCAR's fiercest competitor, and he has used that fierceness to gain 63 wins and 2 championships.
I laugh when people ask me about expectations for Kyle Busch because he expects to win every week.
Of course you want to win. You always want to win. I had the 19-year win streak.
New driver, new organization combination, and it turns out to be a winning combination.
Welcome to RPR, baby.
That was a big achievement, being with a new team and getting that done.
Racing against Kyle Busch for 20 years, expectations are always at the top.
Daniel Suárez talking with his new crew chief, Matt Swiderski, one of 7 new crew chief combinations.
It was clear from the beginning, the first goal for the year was to win a race.
There was one expectation for Daniel Suárez in 2024, and that was to win.
Back is up against the wall, contract negotiation time.
Once you are in the race weekend, I never even think about contracts or any of those situations. Once you put the helmet on, once you are thinking of what you have to do to try to compete and win the race, all those things really go out of the window.
I think Atlanta had a lot of unknowns for everybody. I mean, 2 speedway races kind of kick off.
In 2024, NASCAR moved Atlanta to the 2nd race of the year, and that made a lot of drivers nervous because that meant 2 super speedway style, drafting style races to start the year.
Didn't really know what to expect. And I think I had a massive wreck at Daytona the week before, so I'm like, I hope I don't have another one.
Get rid of Keselowski gets turned by William Byron. Blaney gets caught up.
Oh my gosh.
What are you doing, Blaney? Why are you right there?
I was asking myself the same question.
Yeah.
I would have liked to be somewhere different, but honestly, unless I wasn't the leader, it seemed like everyone was a little screwed in that situation.
I wasn't.
Where were you at?
Back. I was in the back. I was riding 28.
Daniel, Daniel almost made it through.
You were so close. You were so
close.
I needed a few feet. I mean, in Daytona, you know that you have a 50-50 chance. There is only one person that leaves that place happy.
The winner of the Daytona 500 is William Byron.
Let's go! Daytona 500!
Moving Atlanta to the second race of the season, you know, right behind Daytona, you know, super speedway type of racing, it's fresh in their mind.
Beautiful day for racing in the Ambetter Health 400.
And 2021, you know, Marcus Smith and everybody at SMI put their heads together and come up with a racetrack that would create excitement for the fans.
When it came time to repave Atlanta, we wanted to also reconfigure. And to date, we had not done a super high banked 1.5 miles. We turned Atlanta Motor Speedway, a pretty normal 1.5 mile double dogleg design, into a high bank, high speed super speedway that's only 1.5 miles long.
That was a gutsy call. Not really anybody behind the wheel wanted to see him repave that place.
Like the old Atlanta maybe didn't put on the best show watching, sitting on the couch.
It was
right?
fun behind the wheel.
It was fun behind the wheel. It was fun for 40 guys.
Exactly.
But like for everyone else, I think this Atlanta has shown
Restarts
some really
for 4
cool
laps.
finishes. Yeah.
When Harvick's got a 5-second lead, that's when it's over.
Yeah.
Old Atlanta was a phenomenal racetrack. Timmy, you got I don't know 100 wins there probably.
Wow.
I mean Harvick was absolutely the best. He was a beast there, and he did everything way different than anybody else.
It's funny, the races I feel like the drivers really like old Atlanta and some of those old worn out tracks are the ones that the audience doesn't necessarily like, right? Because they get spread out, you know.
You've got the whole industry that loves that nostalgia type of racing, but at the end of the day, it really wasn't delivering those wow moments like it used to.
When Atlanta became a drafting style track, it opened up the opportunity to so many more drivers to have a shot to win.
It's faster laps, you're seeing more of it, you're seeing closer racing. That's pretty cool to be on the edge of your seat for a whole race.
I would say for me, you know, I've always kind of been a proponent of the older tracks, the older surfaces, but looking at it from a fan perspective and watching it on TV, it produces some of the best action throughout the whole race.
This race, you have your hands full every lap.
Every
with
lap.
your driver and other drivers and what's going on. You got to watch ahead, you got to watch behind, you got to watch for the wreck, you got to watch for the brake check, you got to watch for every little thing. Pit road, I mean.
I hate it. Even the way you prepare for it.
I hate spotting for it. Like, it's...
Now?
I hate it.
Atlanta is only 1.5 miles, so the drivers never get a chance to relax. So they always have to be on their game and ready.
So much anticipation for this race.
A completely different super speedway racing experience awaits 37 drivers.
It's kind of electric. You just kind of feel it. You can feel that tension building in the crowd as well.
Fairly short race, so do the best they can to keep this thing clean and up front. Good for today, 260 laps.
Drivers, start your engine!
Thank you very much, guys, everyone, for all your hard work.
We could have the big one. We could have the thrilling last lap finish. No telling what we're going to get this afternoon in Atlanta.
Cheddar's Camaro looks good up front, so we want to keep it here. Take home a trophy.
Green flag in Atlanta. Michael McDowell leads them to turn 1.
Drag race off of turn 4 to lead lap 1. They're 2x2, 10 rows deep. It will be Kyle Busch at the stripe, edging out McDowell.
Drivers tend to be more nervous at drafting style tracks because there's just so little time to react.
Trouble along the front stretch. We got 3, 4, 5 cars involved here in a crash just on the second lap.
Yellow's out, yellow's out, yellow's out. Big wreck here.
Here they come to the flag. Photo finish. Trouble. One car slides to the infield. Austin Dillon, and they pile up behind him.
Damn, I was calling that one.
You what?
I was calling that wreck.
Which one?
The first one.
You were calling this one?
Yeah, check it out.
38 lifts at a bad time.
What the hell's he lifting for?
I think he was letting the 34 in.
Big wreck here, big wreck, huge wreck. Watch your backside, watch your back.
There's a bunch of them, folks.
Yeah, I was glad that was, you know, behind us. Certainly there's a huge accordion, which is something that you get a lot at these speedway races.
The 38 cost us. Right here, he's letting the 34 in.
Yep.
The 38's letting the 34 in, and that's what causes all that.
Yep.
Look at the 34 getting in.
Just trying to put, get in line with the Fords and nothing.
No,
I mean we all.
That's the game, right?
Again, we're at a different beast.
I run in the back of him, 2 runs in the back of me, and everybody just accordions.
Yeah, the accordion gets bad when you're going that fast. You can't talk fast enough.
Accordion effect. We've saw it at Daytona time and time again. Look at the accordion back here.
There was definitely a lot of cars in that wreck that got tore up that didn't need to be.
Man, that is not what a lot of these guys wanted to see early. This is a big wreck.
Look, I mean, the 54 is pushing my frijoles. Well, look, I had a little bit of damage in the left front. Look, and he's still in a hurry to get through it. Yeah. So my left front, it had a little bit of damage, but it wasn't bad. Look, right there. And my hood just popped out just a little bit. Luckily, the splitter was in the correct position. Here's your in-car. What do you think right now? The 54 slowed the heck down, but he was not. Were you looking ahead or were you looking behind? No, I was looking at my mirror because I knew that he was coming 10 miles per hour faster than me.
It's weird too when wrecks start this early in the race. It's like nobody's even settled in or even into a rhythm or anything yet.
That's 2 weeks in a row early out for Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon, who had a terrible Daytona 500, could not afford that again this afternoon, and indeed that's what's happened.
The 3 had a rough start to their season for sure. You don't ever want to see your teammates get knocked out of the race, especially in a super speedway race like this, because you try to work together as much as you can.
It's hard to see in front of you, and one little checkup, and that's what happened.
16 cars piled up in turn 1.
All I remember of this wreck is we come by into turn 1 the next lap, and there were so many skid marks on the racetrack.
We got everywhere. Really keep your eyes open here because the track is so black from rubber. Just watch for any debris. I mean, I don't see anything, at least getting into one, but then all these tire marks are so dark, I can't tell if there's any debris or not.
There's only so much cleanup crew. I mean, it takes some time to get to everything. So and a lot of the drivers have different ways of looking at it. Like mine, I always like to just say, leave a lane so you can see what you're coming through. But some guys like to stay tucked up tight on another driver, so maybe if that guy runs over first, they're not going to get it.
I've always thought the best thing to do is kind of follow right in the tire tracks of the guy in front of you. Hopefully they pick something up if there is something on the racetrack. But sometimes you never know. Sometimes you run over stuff that you can't even see. The next thing you know, you got a flat.
There is some significant damage on a few of these cars and a lot of flat tires as we watch everybody come in.
The race doesn't even exist at this point. It's just focusing on what needs to be fixed and what we need to do to have a competitive car again.
The whole goal in a drafting style race is to survive until the finish. And Daniel Suárez is here having damage on lap 2.
Probably not a good scenario to be in when you're needing a good run to keep your ride. It doesn't help the confidence level.
Daniel Suárez, he was in contract negotiations. He hadn't won in the year before. His teammate was winning races.
Ross Chastain gets a big win at Nashville Super Speedway.
It's easy to get down in a sport, and when you get down, they really kick you.
He had to win.
I moved to Trackhouse pretty late in January. I think it was almost mid-January by the time I started there, so it was a lot of getting up to speed.
When they made that change, when I got that call in December right before this Atlanta race, I was kind of worried. I thought we had done a pretty good job, but they wanted to see improvement.
Didn't really know what to expect going into it, just kind of getting my feet under me and getting used to a new team and learning everybody and learn how to go to battle with a new team.
I knew Daniel, I know what Daniel wants, but mine and Squid's relationship on the radio had to evolve, and when you end up on crash damage 2 weeks in a row, you get to learn that really quick.
I think we just make sure we take care of it. Yeah, let's just try to at least maintain where we're at. We don't need to be crazy up in the mix.
We're back under green.
As we get the restart on lap 10. Blaney slides up the racetrack. The slide job on Larson to take the top spot.
This is much racier than I expected. Well, the Fords want to get to the front. They're damn fast enough to do it.
I think there was a lot of conversation early in the race. Blaney looks like he can go anywhere he wants to and turn the wheel however he wants to, but I felt like I was out of control.
Just blowout moments is my biggest thing. Like into 3 when I'm in traffic, I got to get out of the gas and lift because there's no front tires.
You could tell early in the Atlanta race that handling was going to be a big issue. Just drivers saying that it was edgy. And they weren't sure how they were going to make it through the race.
Fortunately for us, we were able to start up front and have some good track position, but like when he would get behind some cars, he was definitely having a bad problem of losing the nose, especially getting into turn 3.
You know, I go down the corners and I turn the wheel and the car wants to go straight. It doesn't really want to turn. So you got to check up that speed and give that gap. Well, that doesn't give you that time and being able to push forward and get up to the guy in front of you to make a move. I mean, look at the 17 right there, just busted the right rear out from underneath him all by himself.
In trouble. It's Chris Buescher going around right in front of William Byron.
I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a long day for a lot of these guys because the handling is not good on any of these cars.
I will say this about super speedway racing. When all the drivers are complaining on a super speedway type of race, it's a good thing. When those cars aren't handling, it's a good thing.
Atlanta, I feel like, is the most kind of handling speedway racetrack we go to. A lot of times when you're out front in clean air, your car's gonna handle pretty decent, but it's a fine balance. Like I've been here to where I'm way too loose out front, but I'm too tight in the pack. So it's like, how do you find that balance to be good in both areas of the pack? Because you know you're gonna find yourself in both areas.
A lot of cars coming on a pit road you see in here. Need some adjustments.
We really spent the entire stage 1 fixing the car. Right here, we're still trying to really fix the damage as good as possible.
I think you're just trying to make it more aerodynamic.
Yeah, we're trying to take
Right now, they've made it a race car again. Now you're trying to make it a speed ship.
Sometimes you make your own luck. You get in an early wreck like that, these guys are pretty crafty.
Sometimes, hey, with a little bit of tape here, a little bit of bare bond there, maybe they can even make the car a little bit better in certain situations.
The bond or the tape that they put, it was just flapping a lot.
Daniel was obsessed with how much the tape was flapping around and the hood still blowing up, and it felt like he was telling me every lap that it was, it was an issue and we had to work on it. So this is regrouping and making another attempt of screwing the hood down.
If you think about it, if they were not making these repairs, the last details on these repairs, that could have been the difference at the end.
Maybe you have an early caution, maybe you have a little bit of damage on your car, maybe you fix it maybe a little bit better than it was before. That's a thing, that happens.
Just be patient here. It'll cycle eventually.
Here they come to the flag. Photo finish.
Come to green. Good clean shifts.
We're halfway through stage 1 and we're back under green.
You're clear. 8.5. Still one back on the bottom.
You just never know how these things are gonna play out. You feel like you get stuck with the same guys. So you're kind of taking mental notes of who your competition is, trying to figure out, okay, how are we gonna position ourselves at the end of this stage to be restarting towards the front like we've been running.
Ryan Blaney and Kyle Busch have been racing around each other this entire event.
When he's in traffic right here, this was about all the closer we could get to the guys in front of us because we were having to really lift out of the throttle to keep the thing from blowing through the front tires.
Quick hole up behind the 11, 3/4 off 14. You're right, outside.
Danny Hamlin goes Hamlin.
Where the hell is he going?
Where was he going? I know. I'm following the 19. I'm sure it's my fault, but I don't know how.
I feel like Denny came down a little bit, maybe Kyle moved up a little bit. I think it was just one of those deals. This definitely set up the different strategy at the end of the stage.
If you're back in the pack and you don't feel like you can score stage points, flip the stage right here. Come to pit road, and then you'll stay out at the stage break.
If you can line up on the front row, stay out. If not, bring it to me for 4 tires.
I had told him to pit. I kind of wanted to do that, so we restarted towards the front of the field at the start of the second stage.
You're right, outside. All right, we stayed out. Stayed out? Was I not clear? I heard you. That's why I said pit, 5 reds.
Sometimes your driver's not always going to agree with what the crew chief says. That's what kind of happened there.
With the situation it put us in, we just kind of put our heads back down at the task at hand, and that was just trying to keep grinding it out.
Was it a miscommunication, or did Kyle decide just to stay out?
I mean, you probably are saying it better than the way I'm saying it.
We are so good at not achieving stage points that I was like, we are in a position to get stage points. We're going to stay out. Sometimes you got to call out and make your own decisions.
Kyle Busch is 9th on the all-time win list.
Anytime you got Kyle driving the car for you, there's a lot of pressure, right? He's one of the winningest drivers in the sport ever, and his intensity level's pretty high.
The win goes to Kyle Busch. The championship goes to Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch definitely goes into every season feeling he should challenge for wins and for a championship.
Kyle Busch scores championship number 2.
Hell yeah, guys. Awesome year. Thank you, boys. I'm excited to announce that I'll be taking my talents to Welcome, North Carolina to drive the number 8 car for Richard Childress Racing starting in 2023.
First year joining RCR, you're working with all new people, all new personalities. I actually felt like we did a really good job of being able to get the results that we expected to get.
We're going to get win number 3, baby. Come on.
Kyle Busch will get his 63rd career victory in the NASCAR Cup Series.
Being able to go through the first offseason was more about building on what we were able to accomplish the first year.
It's going to get dicey here at the end of this stage because it's one lap, and these guys are going to have to do everything that they need to do to get the most points that they can.
Everybody ready to go. Green flag is back out. 1 lap. Dash for cash at the end of stage number 1.
Just thinking about speedway races in general, you're gonna most likely get wrecked at some point. So if you got points in front of you, you take them when you can.
This is going to be a frenetic 1.5 miles for those precious stage points.
It's hard for that guy that's outside of the top 10 to be able to get to those stage points. You're looking at your top 10, you know you're gonna get some stage points. Now it's just a matter of jockey that one more position. I think that's where you see the speedway stuff gets more aggressive.
Top lane still full, still locked, both lanes, 3 wide, 2 off.
I think it's always important to get stage points. I think we've kind of seen it through the year where everybody is always under pressure when it comes down to the end of the regular season, 4 points. You got to get the points any chance they're available to you.
Hold bottom, south side, green, white checker.
Michael McDowell will win stage 1.
Hey, I got some. I should have learned right there where I needed to be for the finish.
That's it for the stage. Got plenty of time to make something happen.
Here they come to the flag. Photo finish.
Kyle Busch, who has now led 27 laps, is in the 27th spot.
So this is why the crew chief wanted to call me, and there I am, way in the back, like 27th, something like that. I figured, hey, I've got the whole stage to work my way back to the front, so I'll reset, go get more points again.
Stage 2, under green.
Daniel Suárez trying to fight his way back up there. He's had significant damage to his car, but it still runs well.
I didn't have track position before, and now I have it.
I listened to a squid when he told me to pit, and I gained some track position.
Just be patient, use the move to the right rear if you have it.
At this point, it's getting back closer to a normal race. The repairs are as good as they're going to get at this point, and I don't know that there's any hope that we're going to be one of the top 3 cars at the end at this point, but we're starting to feel like we can salvage a decent day out of it.
This is by far the most uncomfortable the drivers will feel in the car. There isn't anything about this racetrack that makes you feel comfortable.
I don't know if you guys agree on this, but I have found that the new Atlanta is very mentally exhausting. Either if you're running 20th, 15th, top 5, you have always a lot going on. In normal super speedway, Daytona, Talladega, if you're running 20th, maybe you can chill for a second, maybe you can relax. I haven't found that place here in Atlanta.
And it's the same style, pack racing, speedway racing, but it's happening so fast.
So 200 miles an hour at 2.5 miles is completely different than 200 miles an hour at 1.5 miles. Yeah.
Green flag pit stops have begun.
Where there's so much more penalty in super speedway pit stops. They're trying to communicate with people, and that gets to be hectic.
On 2 different speeds on pit road. Make it interesting for these guys.
Turn 3 is the commit cone. Under green, 90 miles an hour. From there to the beginning of pit road, where the speed limit changes from 90 to 45 miles an hour.
There's 2 pit road speeds. Like, I think it's 90 right there through here. So this is the first time for everybody.
He's going to 45. Yeah, going to 45.
Ross with a big heads-up move there, not to plow into him.
I think he got down to the wrong pit road speed right there. 90 mile an hour, he went 45.
Crash, William Byron and Michael McDowell on the apron.
You just see the calamity. It's already tight getting onto pit road. It's not like a Talladega where it's super wide and you have place to fan.
We ended up getting speeding penalty in sections 3 and 4 where it goes back from when you're not running 90 here in the corner down to 45 on the straight part.
I did get a penalty in this race, but I was able to keep my wits about me.
Close the 8 too fast on pit road sections 3 and 4. The Eagle will pass through. We have to do a pass through. Too fast section 3.
We have seen a myriad of penalties. For some of them, penalty that takes them completely out of this event.
There's no wave opportunity here, is there? Well, no, because we only put enough gas in it to make it to the end of the stage, pal. Yeah, okay, simple.
It really, really set us behind. Well, you lost a lap doing that. Just kind of hoping and praying the rest of the day that we get ourselves in position to get the lucky dog at some point.
Obviously, in these races, it's really tough to get yourself back on the lead lap. So we kind of suffered a little bit here. Those points gained in the first stage maybe benefited us because we didn't get anything in the second stage.
145 laps complete. Team Penske 1, 2, 3.
2 is the leader. P3 right now. Stay low with your teammate.
In the drafting style races, if you can get hooked up with your teammates or at least somebody from the same manufacturer, you're maybe not as nervous as you normally are. You know that you can make a move and the others will go with you.
We're just trying to stay in line, and we're pretty safe right now with the 34 and the 38 behind us. As far as manufacturers go, we know they're not going to do anything silly.
That whole line does a good job at staying close, you know, staying up a little bit.
They're going to work together until the end of the stage. Just trying to play some defense, get us a couple stage points here.
I mean, this was after the green flag stops, and we did a really good job on kind of getting us all lined up there and, you know, had decent speed. I think the pack eventually caught us. There's Kyle coming off after his penalty. Yeah. It worked out for a little bit. It looked cool having all of us out there for a little while.
Ryan Blaney is the defending champion of the NASCAR Cup Series.
You look at Ryan Blaney, I mean, the champ, right? Now you got the confidence, now you have the pressure on you.
In 2024, we were equally as motivated. You know, Ryan's always been a great speedway racer, so, you know, we were excited about the opportunity to have a couple speedway races in front of us.
I've known Ryan for a long time, and I felt pretty comfortable with him. But, you know, it's a new team, and you're trying to prove yourself.
Hold the bottom, hold the bottom, hold the bottom. You're good.
Champion Ryan Blaney wins stage 2.
I knew we'd have a good car coming into Atlanta. Ryan's just an awesome speedway racer.
One of the best, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just so good at it.
Ryan Blaney wins at Talladega again.
Went 3 times here at Talladega. That's super cool.
So we were really feeling like it was our race to win if everything went our way.
12 cars have pulled away from the rest of the field now by a full 5 seconds.
All 3 Penske guys are phenomenal plate racers, right? So when they decide to go with 3 to go, my goal is to figure out how to get in line with one of them.
Now I'm in the weird spot of 3rd team car, so I'm like, I guess I'll just push the guy that gets slid. Yeah. I just have to stay in the momentum line. Like if I try to break momentum now, I'm back and 4th or 5th.
It's kind of every man for himself here, I think. You can kind of put yourself in an awkward spot as a driver, and still, when you have a fast car, get out of that.
Logano and Blaney are too wide for second, and they're starting to catch their teammate in turn 4.
We were talking on our intercom a little bit at this point that with 3 of them lined up like that, it was going to be hard to even get up there to battle with them.
Running the flying V formation here, one leading and the other 2 got the 2 lanes stopped up.
So I get to the bottom of the 22 because I'm like, well, let me at least get both of Penske cars double file to kind of protect. And then Joey tries to block the 17.
No, Logano, Buescher, Hamlin pile up on the last lap of stage 2.
Daniel, you got to see a lot of wrecks in this race.
I'm not really
avoided
doing
that
anything.
one.
Yeah. I saw a few guys wrecking for sure.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yellow, P4. Careful, buddy. Make a little improvement to the car and let's get back on front.
At this point, you're just thinking that it's not over yet. Definitely thankful to get through one, but know that there's always plenty more to come ahead.
Here they come to the flag. Photo finish.
It'll be 90 laps to go when they come back to the stripe.
We're 1 lap down. We want to stay lucky dog, but you can't just ride the back and stay out of a wreck. You got to go. We need to stay ahead of the 47, 1, 23.
I was going to have to figure out how to get my lap back if I had to do it by myself or if I had to get a caution doing it.
trouble. Casgrowla.
Yellow's out, yellow's out.
Caution is out.
Look at that speed.
Oh, look at that. Oh, I remember that. I remember that. I remember on the radio saying, tell the 8, what the heck is he doing? Because you sent it to him.
What do you mean? He was in there.
There's plenty of room. Look at the 99. I was like, oh.
Yeah, more room, Daniel. Why you gotta wreck that guy? What are you doing? There's 3 lanes and you're in lane 2.
I was like, my spotter was 1 inside, 2 inside. And I said, who the heck was that guy? The 8.
Well, very tight. We got luck at that one.
Well, guess who's the beneficiary of all that? One Kyle Busch gets the free pass back on the lead lap.
You're a freaking animal, you know that?
Track position is starting to become more important. The most important track position is on stage 3, and the more difficult time to get it is in stage 3. So everyone has a very similar agenda.
Green flag, 55 to go.
Watch that 4 wide front.
Oh, 4 wide for the lead.
Look out, Cindric, clear. Still 4 wide, Kyle Busch on the bottom coming with him.
Well, if they can do it, I can do it, surely, right? Here we go. And clear.
Oh, what a move.
What a move by Kyle Busch, still 4 wide.
I mean, here we were just 20 laps ago. I was a lap down. Now we're fighting for the leading.
3 out, 3 out, 3 out, 3 out. They spun the 14. Keep digging here. They're wrecking big behind you.
Trouble in turn 3 and 4. Chase Briscoe spins hard into the wall.
12 and the 8 leading their lanes. Here's the 99.
Yeah, but look, that was close.
It's all your fault.
I forgot how little cars finished this race.
I'm glad I got the hell out of there.
Just bailed to the wall.
Yeah, I did.
I like your just bail to the fence move.
Yeah. You can't do 4 wide into 3.
Well, you can into 1?
Yeah, sure.
More banking over there.
Daniel Suárez has not been a factor most of the evening. Let's see if he's got enough for the race leader.
The driver never gets through an entire drafting style race without some close calls.
Low, middle, low, inside.
The driver at times is going to be in the middle of the pack.
Watch this guy, bottom, there you go.
The driver at times is going to be in the back of the pack.
Trouble down the back straightaway.
And things are going to happen in front of that driver, and he's going to have to avoid them. Sometimes he avoids them with skill, and sometimes it's a little bit of luck.
I'm pretty sure that was a hit.
Daniel Suárez was ahead of Ryan Blaney by inches at the last scoring loop before the caution waved. So it'll be Suárez with lane choice.
I think I spent so much of this race like dealing with issues and working through it that I didn't even really think about the finish or how it was going to turn out really until 5 to go.
Okay, you're leading the race. Who do you want behind you? First and foremost, you need somebody that you can trust.
I knew that the 12 and the 2 were faster than me, so I knew that the level of trust, it was higher with the 8, and the 8 had what I thought pretty good speed.
Yeah, I like the bottom. You just got to be ready to make your move. Once the time comes, you got a couple laps probably.
I think you got to take the bottom. If the 12 goes with you, that's one of the better cars. And if the 8 comes with you, obviously you had success there, you know?
But also, that was arguably the fastest car. I don't want to put the 8 with the 12 because there's no way we keep up.
Suárez to the bottom. Kyle's going to go with him. That puts Truex up top.
12 taking the front row. You're going to have the 8.
Yep, this one to prefer the 8.
5 laps to go at Atlanta. Everything is in front of you. You have to go make it happen, but you're also going to need some help to get it done.
You better buckle up.
It's going to get wild.
This is going to be awesome.
Here they come to the flag. Photo finish. 5 laps to go in the Ambetter Health 400.
It's go time. It wasn't a green-white checkered, it might as well have been. There's no more options, there's no more mistakes. You have to set it up, pull them belts down tight, know the runs are coming behind you, and know you probably can't trust them.
You got your hand out the window here, Daniel?
I do.
Yeah.
Just try to keep it square. He'll probably control your start a little bit here.
We're back to green.
Couple deep breaths, man. We got this.
Suárez gets a push from Kyle Busch.
I'm trying to keep the 8 attached long enough to get up in front of the 12.
Well, certainly a better jump on the inside for Suárez and Busch, but here comes the push on the outside, Truex Blaney.
You know, sometimes I feel like when you have such a great start, sometimes I feel like it doesn't play to your advantage.
Like, you guys got a better start.
Yeah.
It did hurt you because I actually pulled the 8 off.
Yeah.
Suárez moves for the block. Didn't get it, missed it. Here comes Blaney on the outside for the lead.
Blaney's not gonna care. He ain't gonna lift. He's gonna hit you as hard as it takes.
He tried to block a lane and a half, and it didn't work.
Ryan Blaney will lead with 4 laps to go. Suárez rides in second. Right on his bumper is going to be Kyle Busch.
Right there is where the Chevy Alliance kind of came back into play. I could have made it 3 wide with the push that I had from behind with the 23, but I was thinking that we had a better shot being together than I did with bringing in more Toyotas and Fords.
47 lead changes, a new track record.
Such a huge save by Busch.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Got loose off the 2. That's that wheel. Had a lot of wheel in it. Got tight and loose. Here comes Suárez on the outside. Got loose. Pushed Truex back.
And right there I had that run that I went back to the top. Sorry, Martin.
Everybody's elbows up at this point. It's just reaction and moving forward.
But then I realized that the 2 was behind me, and he wasn't really helping much.
Here comes Cindric. We know he can push.
The 2 car determined who won this race.
The energy was
He's
not
not pushing right now.
Yeah.
Like you can see right there, the 47's up his butt trying to go, and the 2 will not push the 99.
What didn't ever weigh in my mind was the fact that we had Ryan's teammate behind us here. He was positioning to make sure he finished in the top 5, but he wasn't going to push us to the win.
That Blaney's doing a whale of a job blocking. Can he keep him behind?
Yeah, I was just trying to keep the gap consistent.
At this point in the race, I feel like we've got a pretty good shot to manage and win.
Kept both y'all's lanes lined up evenly. I'm like, okay, I think I can manage it. I was trying to pull the bottom. The top gets tight on the straightaways. I'm like, I need to keep the bottom close, get you tight into 3, and that was like my goal. And I did it good for like 2 laps, and the last lap I just didn't do it well enough.
A lot of energy on this bottom.
Here comes your help. His help is pushing. Your help's getting pushed.
At this point, I know that the energy is not going to come from the top. It's going to come from the bottom. So I just needed to make sure that I was going to be with the 8 to have an opportunity whenever he was going to make that move.
1 lap to go.
It's all going to come down to getting into 3, I think.
You know, the reason why the 23 got you right there, I thought is because I side draft you, slow you down, and then he was able to come to you very hard. Yes. And you build that run.
Where does he block? Does he block high? Does he block low? Here it comes, Kyle Busch to the middle.
He's going to make a big move here. Be top 3, top 3, top 3.
No help with Kyle Busch.
No, Suárez right alongside him, 3 wide.
Middle of 3. Top 3 coming checkered. 3 wide, get off him.
It's so easy to just become a fan.
Look at this. 4. Here they come to the flag.
You felt it, the energy, even in the booth, you couldn't hardly find the words.
Still inside middle 3. You get ahead, push him down. You get ahead, push him down.
3 abreast, photo finish.
Wow, it is close. NASCAR is going to have to take a hard look at it.
I don't know.
When you have 3 cars going across the finish line within .007 seconds of each other, you can't make that out.
The race finish is under review.
Some thought Daniel Suárez won. Others thought Ryan Blaney won.
It looked like Blaney to me, but my eyes deceived me there.
Who got it? Daniel?
It was like a celebration, then a pause, and just everybody looking around, crew members looking back up at me like I knew what the answer was at that point. And
I think everybody stands up like they want to celebrate, and then just kind of freezes.
Yeah,
and
they're waiting for your permission or something. I'm like, it's not really up to me at this point.
So I had kind of an angle to the start-finish line, and when they came by me, I mean, you're looking bird's eye view right at them. The 12 at that moment was ahead of them.
It looks like the bottom lane is way ahead.
Yeah.
To me, I thought we finished 3rd.
Looks like us on this picture here. It is neck and neck at the line, though, on the slow-mo.
Freeze frame, stop motion to the line. That's too close to call.
From my view on the bottom, I knew I got Kyle because I'm looking right down the front stretch. I couldn't see Daniel, so I had no idea.
From my perspective, it was exactly the same. Like I was just inching the 8, and I'm like, I think I got the 8. But my spotter was a 2 inside, 2 inside. I said, where the heck is the other guy? Yeah. So if they were telling me that you were half a car behind or half a car ahead, I would say okay, because I couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
Who won that race? We didn't know until NASCAR officials came over the radio.
99, 12 in the 8. Race winner is the 99.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, I got it. Woo!
Did you know you had it at the line? Because none of us did.
It was so damn close, man. It was so damn close.
Damn it, man. 7,000th of a second. We finished 3rd. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Hell of a job, Frank. Hell of a job, team. Everybody in the car. Great recovery.
This is one of those racetracks that anything can happen.
Do you realize we just saw the closest three-wide finish ever?
It's close. It was just very, very close.
Daniel Suárez, the 32-year-old from Monterrey, Mexico, gets his second Cup career win.
He wins it by an eyelash and a literal three-wide finish.
There's a reason why you don't see many three-wide finishes. It's because when they're three-wide, they usually wreck.
It could have been easily that all three of us just pancaked sandwiched together and caused a big show at the end of this thing. Yeah,
I'm glad it was that way, because more times than not, you're gonna wreck that hard in Atlanta, you're gonna say ow.
Yeah. You know, it stinks you don't win the race, but like, I couldn't be that upset about it. In my shoes, like, I've won Talladega by like combined amount of like 8 feet 3 times.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
true.
I've been on the good side of it a few times, so I'm like, if I lost one by a foot, I can't be too upset about it. Like, it is what it is, and it was a cool finish, you know.
I was I mean, like, that was like a long plane ride home.
I kiss you, sister.
Daniel thinks that the 2 inches that we won by was the 2 car.
Yeah.
Because the 2 car is getting shoved by the 47.
Yes. The only mistake I think I made in this race, the last lap, was I should have just went to the top right there, into 3, and eliminated one of y'all. But I was kind of indecisive on what to do, and I didn't realize how much room was in the middle. You might have cleared me into 3. Like, you might have been able to slide up in front
that's
of
what
me.
I'm thinking. Like, if you do that, I think he wins the race by himself.
Why didn't you do that, Ryan?
I don't know. I'm a dumbass. So
No kidding.
I'm an idiot.
Man, Kyle went for it, shot that gap. He was there. I know he's frustrated, but holy cow, being a part of that three-wide finish.
To be in the record books, I think myself and Kurt are 2 of the top 5 closest finishes of NASCAR. So, you know, that's pretty cool for us and the Busch brothers, but neither one of us won any of those.
Yeah.
Daniel Suárez, how about you, amigo? Huge win for him. That's going to be very popular.
You know, he really changed a lot. It's definitely, it feels nice to win Saturday.
Winning fixes everything. All the confidence, all the naysayers, all the doubt. I don't care how it comes, a win fixes everything.
Didn't go to Trackhouse right away thinking we'd get back in victory lane in race 2, so it was mostly shock and took a little while to actually soak in what had happened.
What a finish.
What a finish. What a race.
Day.
Yeah, and night.
That replay will be played forever. You know, you think about the moments that we still use of Richard Petty's wins or Dale Earnhardt's wins. Those are still used today. That finish will be a hard one to top.
Hey, Daniel, I'm happy we could come and watch your,
thank you
watch your
guys.
movie.
Thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us to watch us lose. Yeah, thank you.
Had to relive that one again.